Welcome back to the channel where we explore the hidden treasures found in everyday coins, rarest coins. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that most people would never give a second glance. But believe it or not, this ordinary-looking coin could be worth up to $1.6 million. I'm talking about the 1982 D. Washington quarter. Yes, the very quarter that might be lying in your drawer, piggy bank, or pocket could hold unbelievable value if it has the right qualities. Let's dive into the fascinating history, key features, and the shocking details of the $1 million 1982 D quarter. The Washington quarter has been a part of American currency since 1932. Originally struck in silver, it transitioned to a copper-nickel clad composition in 1965. The design stayed relatively consistent for decades, with George Washington's profile on the front and an eagle on the back until the state quarters began in 1999. The year 1982 came during a time of economic uncertainty, and it marked an interesting period in coin production at the U.S. Mint. In 1982, the Denver Mint produced over 480 million Washington quarters. These coins were made for regular circulation, using the standard copper-nickel clad composition. Because of budget cuts and economic shifts, 1982 was also one of the years when the U.S. Mint stopped producing official mint sets. As a result, many high-quality, uncirculated coins from 1982 are harder to find, especially ones that were not damaged in circulation. Most of the 1982 D quarters are still worth just 25 cents. But a small number of them are hiding extraordinary secrets. Among those hundreds of millions struck, a few came out with rare minting errors, unique varieties, and remarkably pristine conditions. And it's one of those coins that stunned the numismatic world when it sold for an unbelievable $1.6 million at auction. Now you're probably wondering, what made this particular coin so valuable? First, it all came down to its condition. This coin was preserved in a near-perfect state, graded at an astounding mint state 68 by PCGS, one of the highest grades ever recorded for a 1982 D quarter. It had perfect surfaces, brilliant luster, and a strike so sharp that every detail looked freshly minted. But what truly set this coin apart was a rare minting error known as a double die obverse. This means the coin's front design, including the date, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust," was struck twice by the die, but slightly misaligned. Under magnification, the doubling was bold and unmistakable, making this error one of the most dramatic and desirable for modern quarters. On top of the doubling, the coin also displayed a very rare planchet anomaly. It was accidentally struck on a transitional planchet that shouldn't have been used in 1982. This mix of high grade, extreme rarity, and stunning visual appeal made this quarter one of the most talked about coins in recent history. When it hit the auction block, collectors and investors alike fought for the chance to own it. The final bid? $1.6 million. So, what should you be looking for if you come across a 1982 D. Washington quarter? Start with the basics. Look for the D mint mark on the right side of George Washington's ponytail, which shows it was struck at the Denver Mint. Check the overall condition of the coin. If it has sharp details, no signs of wear, and still shows strong luster, you may have something special. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to closely inspect the date and lettering. Any signs of doubling, strange lines, or die cracks could indicate a valuable mint error. Also pay attention to the weight. A regular 1982 D quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If your coin is significantly heavier or lighter, it might have been struck on the wrong type of metal, which can dramatically increase its value. And don't forget, professional grading is essential. If you believe you found a rare or error coin, submit it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will authenticate, grade, and encapsulate the coin, which can greatly increase its market value. While most 1982 D quarters may only be worth a few cents over face value, there's always the chance you could discover something extraordinary. Coins like the $1 million 1982 D quarter remind us that rare treasures are still out there, hiding in plain sight. So next time you go through your spare change, take a moment to really look at those coins. You might just be holding on to a piece of history worth a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's rarest quarters, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another hidden coin treasure. Until next time, keep looking, keep learning, and happy coin hunting. Welcome back to the channel where we explore the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1971 D. Washington Quarter, a coin that might just be sitting in your collection, worth not just 25 cents, but possibly up to $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. A 1971 D quarter that could be worth a fortune. Let's uncover its fascinating history, details, and what makes certain examples so incredibly valuable. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It was only supposed to be a one-year design, but the public loved it so much that it became a permanent fixture in American coinage. Fast forward to 1971, the year the Denver Mint struck over 258 million Washington quarters. At first glance, the 1971 D quarter seems like just another coin from the era clad in copper and nickel, not silver like its pre-1965 cousins. But not all coins are created equal, and hidden within those millions are a handful of errors, varieties, and condition rarities that make collectors go wild. Let's talk history. By 1971, the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned away from 90% silver coins, and the Washington Quarter was now made of a clad composition, a copper core sandwiched between two layers of nickel. The Denver Mint, represented by the small d mint mark on the obverse, was one of the main production hubs that year. Most 1971 D quarters entered circulation and suffered the wear and tear of daily use. Finding one in high grade is challenging enough, but that's only part of the story. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. Most circulated 1971 D quarters are worth face value, maybe slightly more if they're in good condition. But in mint state condition, especially those graded MS66 and above, their value jumps significantly. A coin graded MS67 by PCGS or NGC can fetch hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars depending on eye appeal, luster, and strike quality. But the crown jewel? That would be the ultra-rare error coins and pristine examples that defy the odds. There are reports of a 1971 D. Washington Quarter that sold at auction for an astonishing $1.3 million. What made it so special? Experts believe it was a unique combination of factors: an extremely high grade, a rare double die obverse, and a flawless strike. This particular coin exhibited doubling in the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," visible even to the naked eye. Combine that with mirror-like surfaces and zero contact marks, and you've got the kind of coin that breaks records and headlines. So, how can you tell if your 1971 D quarter is valuable? First, check the condition. If your coin has sharp details, strong luster, and no signs of circulation, you may be looking at a high-grade piece. Next, examine it under magnification. Look closely at the lettering and date for any signs of doubling. If you spot doubling or other unusual characteristics, it might be worth getting it authenticated by a professional grading service. Die varieties and mint errors can increase value dramatically. Some known errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and dramatic die cracks. These kinds of quirks are like treasure maps for collectors. Even a small die error can elevate the value of a coin from just a few cents to several $1,000s. Let's not forget about provenance and demand. When a coin with a known pedigree, like one that's been in a famous collection or featured in a major auction, comes to market, the bidding can get fierce. Combine that with a coin that's visually stunning, technically perfect, and has a unique error, and you've got a recipe for $1 million auction. In conclusion, the 1971 D. Washington Quarter is more than just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of numismatic potential hiding in plain sight. While most are common and modest in value, a few rare examples have the right mix of condition, error, and appeal to command life-changing prices. So the next time you're going through your change or looking through a coin collection, don't overlook the 1971 D quarter. You never know. You might be holding the next $1 million discovery. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and hidden treasures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, happy hunting and keep checking your pocket change. Welcome back to the channel where we unlock the secrets of rare and valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the 1997 D. Washington Quarter, a modern coin that may seem ordinary at first glance, but in some rare cases, it has shocked collectors by reaching values up to $1.2 million. Yes, a coin minted in the late 1990s, a Denver minted quarter, could potentially change your life if you're lucky enough to find the right one. Let's explore the history, value, and the rare details that make this coin so sought after. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since 1932. Originally introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the decades, the design evolved slightly, but the classic image of George Washington on the obverse remained constant. By the 1990s, quarters were being struck with modern equipment and clad composition, a copper core layered with nickel, but that doesn't mean there weren't mistakes or rare varieties. In fact, it's those rare minting errors and ultra-high-grade coins that turn an everyday coin into a six-figure or even million-dollar masterpiece. Let's talk about the 1997 D quarter specifically. Minted at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small letter D on the obverse, this coin had a mintage of over 599 million. That's a huge number, and it means most of these quarters are common and worth only face value. But every once in a while, something exceptional comes out of the mint. A coin with a stunning error, a rare variety, or one struck so perfectly that it stands above the rest. These are the coins that collectors and investors fight for at auctions. Now here's where things get exciting. A few 1997 D Washington quarters have surfaced in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded MS68 and higher by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC. These coins exhibit incredibly sharp details, flawless surfaces, and stunning eye appeal. When one of these perfect specimens was paired with an extremely rare double-die error and strong mint luster, it sold at a prestigious coin auction for an astonishing $1.2 million. That's right, a coin you could easily overlook in your change once sold for more than a luxury sports car or even a house. What made this particular coin so valuable? It was a combination of factors. First, it was nearly flawless in terms of condition. The coin was carefully preserved from the moment it was minted, never touched by human hands, and stored in ideal conditions. Second, it featured a dramatic double die on the obverse, with visible doubling on the date, the word, liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." This kind of error is extremely rare for modern coins and always catches the attention of serious collectors. On top of that, the coin had brilliant luster, almost proof-like surfaces, and was perfectly centered with a sharp, full strike. Coins like this don't come around often. When they do, the combination of rarity, beauty, and demand can skyrocket their value beyond what most people would ever expect from a coin minted in the 1990s. Oh, how can you find out if your 1997 D quarter is valuable? First, check the condition. If it has no scratches, wear, or discoloration, it might be worth more than face value. Next, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the date, lettering, and other details for signs of doubling or other errors. Look for die cracks, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws. These are all potential indicators of value. Even coins that are not perfect but still have interesting mint errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, or a quarter struck on a nickel planchet, are known to exist and are extremely collectible. It's also important to remember that professional grading adds legitimacy and increases a coin's value in the market. If you think you found a special 1997 D quarter, consider submitting it to a reputable grading service for authentication and certification. That little piece of metal could be your ticket to a financial windfall. To sum it up, the 1997 D Washington quarter may not seem special at first glance, but it holds secrets that could be worth a fortune. Whether it's a mint error, a rare variety, or simply a flawless example, this coin has the potential to turn everyday change into a $1.2 million discovery. So check your pockets, dig through your coin jars, and look closely at every quarter, because you never know when a piece of history and a hidden treasure might be hiding right in your hands. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could change your life, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to find your next treasure. Until next time, keep searching, stay curious, and happy coin hunting. Welcome back to the channel where hidden treasures in your pocket change come to life. Today, we're shining the spotlight on a coin that millions of people have handled without a second thought, the 1979 D Washington quarter. On the surface, it's a common coin struck during a time of high mintage. But what if I told you that a rare and extraordinary example of this very coin once sold for an incredible $1.4 million? That's right. One single 1979 D quarter stunned the numismatic world with its rarity, condition, and historical significance. Let's dive into its story and find out what makes this coin so valuable. The Washington quarter has been a mainstay of American currency since 1932. It was introduced to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington and quickly became a permanent part of U.S. coinage. Over the decades, the design remained largely the same, with the profile of Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, until the launch of the 50 state quarters program in 1999. That means the 1979 D quarter was part of the final era of traditional Washington quarters. In 1979, the Denver Mint produced more than 489 million quarters. With such a high mintage, most of these coins were released directly into circulation, used for everyday transactions, and ultimately worn down over time. The 1979 D quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, a standard for coins minted after 1965, when silver was removed from circulation. These coins are not rare in general, but a few exceptional specimens have stunned collectors and investors with their beauty and uniqueness. Now here comes the exciting part. Most 1979 D quarters are worth face value, 25 cents. Even in lightly circulated or average uncirculated condition, they usually sell for just a few dollars. However, there are some key factors that can dramatically boost a coin's value: flawless condition, high grading, and rare mint errors. Coins that are graded MS67 or higher by top grading agencies like PCGS or NGC are extremely hard to come by. Out of hundreds of millions struck, only a tiny handful survive in nearly perfect condition. One of those rare specimens shocked the world when it sold at auction for a mind-blowing $1.4 million. This wasn't just any 1979 D quarter. It was a perfect storm of rarity, error, and pristine preservation. First, it was graded MS68+, an almost impossible grade for a coin of this type and age. The coin exhibited razor-sharp details, mirror-like luster, and zero contact marks, indicating it was never circulated and possibly preserved immediately after minting. But what pushed this coin into the million-dollar range was the presence of a dramatic double-die obverse error. Upon close inspection, collectors noticed strong doubling in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," along with parts of the date. This type of doubling is extremely rare, especially on a Denver minted coin from this year, and it instantly raised the coin's desirability and value. Add to that its perfect centering, blazing luster, and immaculate surfaces, and you've got a one-of-a-kind piece that breaks auction records. The demand for modern era coins in perfect condition has skyrocketed in recent years, and this 1979 D Washington quarter became a symbol of that trend, proof that even modern coins can reach legendary status in the world of numismatics. So what should you be looking for in your own pocket change or coin collection? First, check for mint marks. The D below Washington's hairline means it was struck at the Denver Mint. Examine the coin for signs of doubling, particularly on the lettering and the date. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to detect any anomalies. Even subtle doubling or a minor die error can increase the coin's value significantly. Next, look at the overall condition. If your 1979 D quarter has no scratches, no signs of wear, and strong luster, it might be worth getting it graded by a professional. Coins that grade MS65 or higher already command a premium, and those pushing into the MS67 or MS68 territory are extremely rare and highly valuable. If you think you've found one, don't hesitate to get it authenticated. The truth is, the vast majority of 1979 D quarters will never be worth more than a few dollars. But there are always exceptions. The thrill of coin collecting lies in those rare surprises, the one-in-a-million discoveries that defy expectations and capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. To wrap it all up, the 1979 D Washington quarter may be common in number, but in rare cases, it has proven to be a million-dollar miracle. Whether it's a mint error, a perfect uncirculated specimen, or a combination of both, these coins remind us that hidden treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. Thank you for joining us on this incredible coin journey. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins hiding in your change, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a discovery. Until next time, keep your eyes open, keep searching, and happy coin hunting. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden stories, secrets, and surprising values behind everyday coins that could be sitting in your pocket right now. Today, we're exploring the incredible tale of the 1987 D. Washington Quarter, a coin that, for most people, is just another piece of pocket change. But what if I told you that a rare version of this exact coin once sold for an astonishing $1.1 million? That's right, a 1987 D. Washington Quarter that stunned collectors and changed what we thought we knew about modern coinage. Let's dive deep into the history, value, and what makes certain 1987 D quarters so incredibly valuable. The Washington Quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932. Introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the coin quickly became a favorite in American commerce and collector circles. From 1932 all the way through the 1990s, the design remained mostly unchanged, with Washington's portrait on the obverse and the powerful eagle on the reverse. But even though the design stayed consistent, not all quarters are created equal. In 1987, the Denver Mint struck more than 655 million Washington quarters bearing the D Mint mark. These coins were part of the standard circulation strike, made for everyday use. And yes, most 1987 D quarters are still only worth 25 cents today. But there are rare exceptions that defy the odds. And one of those exceptions shocked the numismatic world when it brought in over $1.1 million at auction. What makes this particular coin so special? It all comes down to a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and an extremely rare mint error. The $1 million 1987 D. Washington Quarter was preserved in immaculate condition, graded an almost impossible mint state 68 by PCGS, one of the highest graded examples ever recorded. That level of perfection alone can push a coin's value into the thousands. But this quarter had something even more extraordinary, a dramatic double-die obverse error. Under magnification, you could clearly see strong doubling in the date, in the word liberty, and in the motto, "In God We Trust." This type of doubling is the result of a die that struck the coin twice, slightly off alignment, a rare event in modern minting when quality control is extremely strict. On top of that, the coin exhibited blazing luster, a razor-sharp strike, and zero signs of circulation. It looked like it had just left the mint floor, untouched for decades. Now here's where it gets exciting for collectors like you. While most 1987 D quarters are common, there are still a few out there that may have these rare characteristics. You could be holding one in your collection or find one in a roll of quarters from the bank. High-grade examples, especially those with visible mint errors, are extremely valuable to collectors and can sell for thousands, or in exceptional cases like this, over $1 million. But what should you look for? Start by checking the mint mark. The D, just to the right of Washington's ponytail, indicates that the coin was minted in Denver. Next, examine the coin's condition. A coin in mint state condition will have full luster, no wear, and sharp details on both the obverse and reverse. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, especially around the lettering and date. Also be on the lookout for other rare errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, all of which can add tremendous value. Coins in grades of MS65 and higher already command a premium. MS67 and MS68 examples are extremely rare and usually found only in certified slabs from professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC. If you think you have a special 1987 D quarter, it's absolutely worth sending it in for authentication and grading. That small investment could unlock a life-changing surprise. The $1 million 1987 D quarter reminds us of an important truth in the world of coin collecting. Valuable treasures are not limited to old or silver coins. Even modern clad coins from the 1980s can become legends, depending on their condition, errors, and scarcity. And with hundreds of millions of quarters struck each year, the chances of finding one with a rare mistake or preserved in gem condition may be small, but they're never zero. To wrap things up, the 1987 D. Washington Quarter is a perfect example of how something ordinary can become extraordinary. While most are worth face value, a rare few carry the potential to transform your coin collection and your bank account. Whether it's a mint error, an ultra-high grade, or a one-of-a-kind variety, these coins prove that hidden treasures still exist in everyday currency. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep discovering more stories of valuable coins, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover a hidden gem. Until next time, keep checking your change, stay curious, and happy coin hunting. Welcome back to the channel where we explore the incredible stories behind the coins you use every day. Today, we're going to uncover the mystery and hidden value behind the 1979 D. Washington quarter, a coin that may look ordinary but has shocked the coin collecting world. Believe it or not, one rare example of this very coin has reached a jaw-dropping value of $1.5 million. Yes, a coin from 1979, minted in Denver, worth more than a luxury home. Let's dive deep into its history, its features, and exactly what makes some of these coins so valuable. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. It became so popular that it was never taken out of circulation. For decades, the design remained the same. The proud profile of George Washington on the front and a majestic eagle on the back. By the late 1970s, quarters were no longer made of silver, but instead from a copper-nickel-clad composition. And in 1979, the Denver Mint produced more than 489 million Washington quarters, all marked with the letter D on the obverse just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Now you might be thinking, with nearly 500 million of these coins struck, how could any of them be worth a fortune? The answer lies in rarity, perfection, and unexpected mint errors. While most 1979 D quarters are worth face value, a small number of exceptional coins have risen in value due to their condition and rare characteristics. And one particular specimen, preserved in flawless condition and struck with a unique error, stunned collectors by selling for $1.5 million. This wasn't just a lucky coin pulled from circulation. It was a true rarity in the world of numismatics. This specific 1979 D quarter was graded at an almost unattainable mint state 68 by PCGS, one of the highest possible grades for a coin from that era. It had never been used, touched, or exposed to the damage that most coins experience in daily life. Its surfaces were immaculate, its luster was brilliant, and its strike was perfect. But what pushed this coin into the million-dollar range was a dramatic double-die error on the obverse. When you looked closely at the date, the word Liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust," you could clearly see doubling. This kind of mint error occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment, resulting in a doubled image. Errors like this are very rare on modern coins, especially those from the Denver Mint, which is known for its strict quality control. Combine the rarity of the error, the pristine grade, and the massive interest from collectors, and you get a coin that sells for over $1 million. And this wasn't just any auction. It was a high-profile event where some of the rarest and most sought-after coins in the world were being sold. When this 1979 D quarter came up for bidding, collectors and investors alike knew it was something special. And when the final bid reached $1.5 million, it marked a historic moment in coin collecting history. Now, here's the big question. Could you have one of these valuable coins in your collection or even in your pocket right now? To find out, you'll need to take a close look at any 1979 D quarters you come across. First, check the condition. If the coin has strong luster, no signs of wear, and a sharp strike, it could be a candidate for grading. Next, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine the details. Look closely at the date and lettering for any signs of doubling. Even a small amount of doubling can increase a coin's value. Also, look for other possible errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or unusual marks that might indicate a mint mistake. If you think you've found a high-grade example or a coin with a possible error, your next step is to get it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin carries much more value in the collector's market and gives buyers confidence in its authenticity and quality. But even if you don't find a million-dollar coin, 1979 D quarters in excellent uncirculated condition can still be worth far more than face value. Coins graded MS-65 or MS-66 often sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars, especially if they have great eye appeal. The incredible story of the 1979 D. Washington Quarter teaches us an important lesson. Hidden treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Coins you see every day, the ones in your change, your drawer, or a forgotten jar, might be worth far more than you think. All it takes is a little curiosity, a sharp eye, and a willingness to look closer. Thank you for watching and being part of this amazing journey into the world of valuable coins. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning about the coins that could change your life, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Until next time, keep hunting, stay sharp, and remember, your next million-dollar discovery might be just one quarter away. Welcome back to the channel that reveals the hidden stories and million-dollar secrets hiding in your pocket change. Today's spotlight is on a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about, the 1986 P. Washington Quarter. It's a coin you've probably seen, spent, or maybe even tossed into a change jar. But what if I told you that one special version of this exact coin sold for a staggering $1.3 million? That's right. A quarter minted in Philadelphia in 1986 became one of the most valuable modern coins ever sold. Let's explore its fascinating history, what makes it so unique, and how you might just be holding a piece of fortune in your own hands. Let's start with some background. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It became a permanent part of American coinage and has remained in circulation ever since, with only a few major design changes over the decades. The 1986 P. Washington Quarter features the classic design we all recognize, the bust of George Washington on the obverse and the powerful eagle perched on the reverse. But while this coin may seem ordinary, its value can become extraordinary under the right circumstances. In 1986, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 551 million Washington quarters. The P mint mark, located just to the right of Washington's ponytail, identifies it as a Philadelphia coin. With such a high mintage, most of these coins were produced for circulation and have been used in everyday transactions for decades. But among those hundreds of millions, a few special examples were minted with extraordinary precision, unusual errors, or near-perfect conditions. And one of those rare coins stunned collectors by selling for $1.3 million at auction.so. What made this particular coin so incredibly valuable? It all came down to a combination of extreme rarity, a dramatic mint error, and a flawless state of preservation. The million-dollar 1986 P Quarter was certified by PCGS at an almost unheard-of grade, Mint State 68+. This means it had virtually no flaws, sharp details, and stunning original luster. Coins from the 1980s rarely survive in such high condition, especially considering they were never intended to be collectible at the time. But the condition wasn't the only factor. This particular coin also featured a rare double die obverse error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a slight misalignment, causing a doubling effect on the coin's design. On this quarter, collectors could clearly see doubling on the date, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." Errors like these are extremely rare on modern quarters and are highly sought after in the coin collecting world. To top it off, the coin was perfectly centered, had brilliant surfaces, and displayed a unique die crack running through part of the eagle's wings on the reverse. This one-of-a-kind combination of features made the coin not only rare but completely unique, and that kind of rarity is what drives million-dollar prices. So how can you tell if your 1986 P Quarter might be valuable? Start by checking the overall condition. If your coin still has its original mint luster, shows no signs of wear, and has a sharp, clean strike, it may be uncirculated. Next, look closely at the lettering and date. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to search for signs of doubling, particularly on Liberty, In God We Trust, and the numbers in the year 1986. Doubling can appear as a shadow-like second impression of the letters or numbers and is a major indicator of a double die error. Also, check for other unique features like die cracks, off-center strikes, or coins that appear unusually thick or thin. Any of these signs could suggest that your quarter is not a typical circulation coin and might be something very special. Once you think you've found a coin with potential, the next step is to get it professionally graded and authenticated. Services like PCGS and NGC can examine your coin, determine its grade, and confirm whether it has any errors or rare features. A coin that's professionally graded carries much more value and credibility in the market and could open the door to big money. It's important to remember that while most 1986 P quarters will only be worth face value. There are always exceptions. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. The idea that a simple piece of change could turn out to be $1 million discovery. To wrap it all up, the 1986 P. Washington quarter is proof that even modern coins can hold incredible value when the right factors come together. High-grade condition, rare mint errors, and unique characteristics can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream worth over $1 million. So don't overlook the coins in your change jar or old collection, because you never know what rare gem might be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning about the coins that could change your life, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover another rare treasure. Until next time, keep looking, stay curious, and happy coin hunting. Welcome back to the channel that uncovers the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1998 P. Washington quarter, a coin that, at first glance, might seem completely ordinary. But beneath its simple appearance lies a shocking truth. Some rare examples of this very coin have reached values as high as $1.1 million. That's right, a modern quarter, minted in Philadelphia in 1998, became one of the most surprising and valuable coins ever discovered. Let's explore the history, the minting details, and the rare factors that make this coin worth a fortune. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1932. It was created to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington and quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American history. By 1998, the quarter had retained its classic design for over 6 decades, with the familiar bust of George Washington on the front and the heraldic eagle on the reverse. But 1998 also marked the end of an era. It was the final year before the United States Mint launched the 50-state quarters program in 1999, which introduced new designs and ushered in a new era of coin collecting. In that final year of the classic design, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 896 million Washington quarters. These coins carry the P mint mark, located just to the right of Washington's ponytail. With nearly 1 billion coins minted, most 1998 P quarters were released into general circulation, used for everyday purchases, and eventually worn down. However, a small number of these coins were struck with incredible precision, and a rare few contained serious minting errors that now make them worth tens of thousands, or in one special case, over $1 million. The coin that shocked the numismatic world was a 1998 P. Washington quarter that combined 3 rare traits. First, it was preserved in perfect, untouched condition. It was graded Mint State 68 plus by PCGS, an almost unheard-of grade for a coin from this year. It had full original luster, flawless surfaces, and a sharp, centered strike. No scratches, no wear, and absolutely no signs of handling. In the world of coin collecting, this level of preservation is extremely rare, especially for a coin that was never intended to be collectible. Second, the coin displayed a dramatic double die obverse, a rare mint error where the coin's design is struck twice, slightly misaligned. Under magnification, there was clear doubling in the word liberty, the motto, "In God We Trust," and even in the date itself. This kind of doubling is rare on modern quarters and instantly boosts a coin's desirability. Add to that its perfect condition, and you have something truly special. But what truly made this coin legendary was its transitional planchet error. In simple terms, the coin was mistakenly struck on a metal blank that was not intended for use on quarters in 1998. Transitional errors happen when the U.S. Mint switches metals or coin types between years, and a leftover blank from a previous composition gets used by mistake. These kinds of errors are extremely rare, and when combined with the other features of this coin, they pushed its value through the roof. When this coin went up for auction, it drew massive attention from collectors, dealers, and investors alike, and the final sale price reached an astonishing $1.1 million. So, how do you know if your 1998 P quarter might be worth a fortune? Start with the basics. Look for the P mint mark on the obverse. Then examine the coin's condition. If it still has its original mint luster, with no scratches or wear, it may be uncirculated. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to inspect the date, the lettering, and all fine details. Look for doubling on the letters and numbers, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. Any sign of doubling could indicate a rare and valuable double die variety. Next, check the coin's weight. A normal 1998 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If your coin is significantly lighter or heavier, it may have been struck on the wrong type of planchet, which can greatly increase its value. Also look for any unusual coloration, thickness, or design shifts. Even subtle signs could be clues to a major error. And if you believe you found something special, don't guess. Send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade and authentication can turn your discovery into a truly marketable and valuable collector's item. It's important to remember that not every 1998 P quarter will be valuable. Most of them are still worth face value. But it only takes one rare error or one perfect coin to change everything. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Even the most common-looking coins can hold life-changing value if they're struck in just the right way or preserved in pristine condition. To wrap it all up, the 1998 P. Washington quarter may seem like just another coin from the late 20th century. But in the world of numismatics, it stands as a powerful reminder that treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. Whether it's a double die, a rare planchet, or a near-perfect strike, the right combination can turn a pocket coin into a million-dollar masterpiece. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning about rare and valuable coins, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another amazing discovery. Until next time, keep checking your change, stay curious, and happy coin hunting.